Speaking of football, I wanted to get into the biggest excitement around football for this year.
College football.
College football 25. Because I've said that 2024 has been shaping up to be the best year for entertainment. In legitimately all ways. I mean, even politics, it has been the best year for entertainment.
God, that debate was awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Loved it.
So, but this year could be wrapping up to be something fantastic. Welcome back to the Nazarene Nerd Podcast. I'm David, the Nazarene Nerd, and today I have with me my best friend, Dustin.
What's up?
What are we talking about today?
Sports, video games,
Sports.
fights, people punching each other in the face.
That's always fun.
Heck yeah.
Have you ever been punched in the face before?
No, but I have punched people in the face before.
Who'd you punch in the face?
Some kid on the bus that, he had like one of those stupid, like emo, like spiky wristbands.
Oh.
He kept on hitting me with it. I punched him right in the face. Like, screw off.
Was that one of the Votech buses?
No, it was actually when I lived in Madisonville.
How old were we?
Probably 10, maybe?
Oh, so it was like grade school.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'd never heard this.
Yeah.
You've been hit in the face once before. Boyer?
Boyer.
Didn't he hit you in the face at lunchtime and you laughed?
Oh, yeah. It's because I kept on making fun of him. I probably deserved it.
And then, well, you're like, just hit me. He, like, hit you right in the jaw and you start laughing.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So we'll start with something you know a little better than I do. NASCAR.
Oh, let's go.
Because you said you were telling me that you had a bone to pick with me the other day anyway.
Yeah, the first podcast I listened to, you were kind of dragging on it a little bit.
I can't rag too much because, like, racing. There's a left turn. There's another left turn.
Yeah,
There's a third left turn. I wonder what's coming next. Oh, look, another left turn.
Yeah, you did say it's kind of like track.
Yeah, I did one lap in the most in track, so it's like I can't really make fun of it too much because I did run in a circle.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You won't find it interesting if you just sit and watch it, and it's just cars going around the track for you. If you sit there and you pick a favorite driver, me personally, it's Ryan Blaney, but whoever.
Till Earnhardt has a son or something, and
Yeah, well,
Earnhardt Jr. the third.
yeah. He has a daughter, but he hasn't had any sons. Maybe his daughters get into racing.
Is there any females in NASCAR?
Haley Deegan, but she just got kicked out of her ride because she's kind of sucking it up.
It's like, you're the first female in NASCAR, but you suck.
Yeah. Well, she was never in the top series, like the Cup series. She was in the Xfinity series, which is kind of...
What about Danica Patrick? What does she do?
She's pretty much retired.
But what did she do? Was in NASCAR, or was that a different type of race?
She was in the Cup series.
Oh, so she was one of the first female Cup Series racers.
Correct. She originally raced IndyCar. Then she moved to the Xfinity series, which is kind of like college for football, but like college for NASCAR. And then she eventually moved up to the Cup series, but she wrecked a lot. So I'm all for women getting into NASCAR, but
Women drivers.
so far it hasn't worked out very well.
We'll get that one, because I always said that it's, for me, NASCAR is kind of like it. I wouldn't consider it a sport, but it's sporting. Same thing as, like, I wouldn't consider hunting or fishing a sport. It's sporting. So it's one of those, like, I don't think there should be a distinguish between male and female, because it's one of those things, like, obviously physical sports, men have a better advantage. No matter what you want to say, men physically have a better advantage from most physical sports.
For the most part.
Racing or hunting or even fishing, like, you'd think that in a society, women tend to be smarter. You'd think that they would be a lot better at mind game sports, because racing, you have to have focus. Like, you're driving and, how many miles per hour? Like 200 miles per hour.
At the fastest tracks, 205.
205 miles per hour going in circles. Like,
Yeah, like
you gotta have
inches
focus.
away from people.
Yeah, you have to be focused. I would hit somebody or hit the wall, guaranteed. I mean, you've seen how I play NASCAR games. I'm awful.
Yeah, you don't believe in the brake. There's no such thing as the left pedal.
Why would you need a brake? The whole point's to go fast. I forget who said it, but I think it was Earnhardt that said, I'm going to put my foot on this gas and I'm not taking it off until I see the finish line or I see Jesus.
No, that was actually a Xfinity racer from this year. I can't remember his name.
Okay, you sent me that video of Earnhardt in the, what is it called? The cockpit?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much cockpit.
Yeah, all the funny remarks he's made racing or while he was racing. So
10-4, the track bar is helping you, right? Hold on, let me ask it. Track bar, are you helping me?
it's just like the guy comes home drunk. It's like, you're drunk. No, I'm not. Can you tell what time? Can you tell the time? Turns around to the clock. I'm not drunk.
But yeah, for NASCAR, the argument that I have for it being a sport is these guys.
Oh, I would say, I would say the pit crew is more the physical athletes than the actual driver, honestly.
Well, yeah, I agree that they're athletes. These guys, the guys that pit the cars, they're guys that just missed out by the NFL like that. From like college football, basketball, stuff like that. Even some of them are weightlifters. But for the drivers, they through a race, if it's hot out, they can lose up to like 10, 15 pounds of sweat. Like, it's
Just inside because I get this, you get racing suits and how hot it is inside the car.
Yeah, I mean, they're working that wheel hard, and it's 125, 130 degrees in the car sometimes.
Oh, screw that.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
It's too hot out now, and it's only like 90 degrees. I couldn't imagine sitting inside a little metal box going 200 miles an hour if that's that heat.
I know, I'd lose focus.
You don't die from the wreck, you get die of heat exhaustion.
Yeah, a lot of racers, like, if it's really hot, they'll get out of their cars and just drop. Like, on the hottest races.
Unless you're, Gordon, get out of the car and start screaming at somebody else.
Well, that happens a lot, but... but, like, I think Bubba's pretty bad. Like, Bubba's gotten better at it, but he's dropped a couple of times from heat exhaustion.
I'm surprised he hasn't dropped from being offended. We won't get into that. When do you think we're going to see a large person in a car?
In NASCAR?
Yeah.
There's already...
large, like over
Large.
350 pounds.
It'll never happen. It won't be anywhere near competitive. There used to be, like last year, a pretty big guy, probably 260, 270 if I were to guess. And he just finished 36th every race. You got to be pretty fit to be competitive in NASCAR.
Strange hearing the sit inside of a car, you got to be fit.
Yeah.
But then again, you have to fit into the car.
Correct. Like Michael Waltrip, he wasn't a big guy. He wasn't fat at all, but he was so tall that they had to cut a hole in the top of his car for him to get in instead of through the window because he wouldn't fit through the window.
That's funny. Why don't we just make doors on these cars?
I guess safety reasons. Because if you
How's
get
it much safer if a car wrecks and it's on fire? You have to struggle to get unbuckled, get all your, whatever off, and then fit out the window. Figure just open the door and jump out.
Well, that's a point, but if you get sideways on the track, if you're sliding sideways and another car comes and hits you, you don't want a weak point at all.
Oh, yeah.
You want solid bars there.
No, that makes sense. And I guess your other sport that we'll talk about, because you probably could talk about NASCAR all day, you and your losing money on NASCAR.
Overall, I've won money. Very little, but I've overall won.
Someone who goes in and spends lottery tickets. Look at this. I won $60. No, you won 20 because you spent 40.
Yeah.
But you like golf now, which, you're not at the age of someone who should like golf yet.
Well, what was it? I've heard something on TikTok like at the end of late 20s, either I can't remember it. It's something like either decide to get heavy into golf or something else. I can't remember. But there's a lot of younger golfers.
Yeah, golfers,
Yeah.
but not people who like golf.
I like golf. I would never watch it on TV, but I like doing it. It's fun.
Okay. There's a lot of sports that I couldn't watch on TV, regardless of how much I like them. Like basketball, I'm not a huge basketball fan. I can't watch it on TV, but I will. If you say, "Hey, we're gonna go watch the Wizards and Celtics play or something," sure, I'd love to go to a basketball game. Same thing with baseball. Do you want to go watch the Pirates play? The Yankees or something. Absolutely. But do you want to watch it on TV? No, not at all.
Yeah.
Golf is one of those I couldn't do either.
I enjoy the experience of watching them like in person, but I kind of watch them in person or on TV.
Yeah, but it's like golf is, you hit a ball and then you got to go chase it. That does
Golf
not,
carts.
yeah, but you got to either rent them or buy them. Just some Joe Schmo is going to go buy a set of golf clubs at Goodwill and go smack it. You got to go run after it. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And in high school, sure. I wish our school had a tennis team. I'd have played tennis because that's a physically demanding sport.
It is.
But now, I'm not going to smack a ball 100 yards and then go walk after it every time I hit it.
I'm lazy. I get the card every time. I will not walk a course. But maybe you can tell that about me. But yeah, I mean, golf, it's not a cheap sport. I'll tell you that.
It seems like it would be.
I mean, after you pay the initial price, I mean, you can get a decent set of clubs for $100. And then pretty much every time you go, then you're pretty much set other than a polo. You want to dress somewhat nice. And,
I guess because most of the times you're playing on, country clubs and...
yeah, you can't show up like in a jeans and t-shirt. They don't like that.
They don't like it, but could you?
Certain golf courses.
So
yes.
there actually is like a dress code that you have to, you can't just come in like a bikini or something if you want, you're off. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, Mount Union over here, the golf course in Mount Union, we called them, they said, we don't really care, just don't show up with like holes in your jeans and like a ratty t-shirt. Just as long as you look presentable, that's all they care about. But like certain golf courses, it's like you have to wear a polo or a quarter zip or something like that, something spiffy.
It's too hot out for all that.
Polos, they're pretty breathable now.
So the ones I have are always like thick.
Yeah.
Too heavy for summertime, especially if it's 98 or 95 degree weather.
But like Under Armour makes polos, Nike makes polos, so they make it like with their material, that kind of Under Armour breathable material. So it's not too bad.
That's just something I could. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to go to Top Golf. I will smack a ball as far as I possibly could.
Tough golf's pretty
as
fun.
Long as I don't have to go get it.
Yeah.
I want to wait till like the times where like you can just see the people in the carts driving out and getting the balls and stuff. You try to hit them. Now, obviously, I'm sure they have like cages in their golf carts so they don't get hit and stuff. But you
scare them.
Yeah, I'm sure every time they come out, people are aiming for them.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm not good enough to aim at the golf cart. I'll tell you that. I can aim for somewhere over there.
Did you see that video of the kid that he's at Top Golf? It's a thunderstorm, and as soon as he cracks the ball, I don't know if it got hit by lightning or like lightning happened to strike at the same time.
Oh, that's sick. That would have been cool.
It was a cool video. I can't remember if either the ball got hit by lightning or like lightning struck the course at the same time as he hit it.
Oh, that's sick.
It's pretty cool.
The only Top Golf videos I keep seeing is the guy that swings with one hand. I don't know how he does it, but
oh yeah, he's smack. Doesn't he like kind of go down a row and smack them in order or something like that?
Yeah, he might have a video like that. Yeah,
I thought I saw something like that.
But
I guess we'll move on to the next one. Well, I guess you played sports before, haven't you?
Track. One year, one summer of football.
I was gonna say you did all 4 years of track, right?
All 4 years, yeah.
And
I mean, I sucked every 4 years, but I played every 4 years.
What was your top event?
I would argue javelin. Javelin was probably my best.
I would argue stacking discs.
That's a good point. I was pretty good at that. I was the certified stack discer of the team.
Did you? I think
Stacker.
I think Aaron still has the school record for javelin.
Aaron?
Yeah,
I wouldn't have seen him being very good at javelin. I
maybe
thought
it was shot.
but
Maybe it was shot. But whatever he set the school record, I think he still has it.
he's built for shot.
Yeah, I saw him when I worked at a security job in Shippensburg. He worked there.
Oh, really?
After I had seen him one time working at Walmart in Shippensburg, but I haven't seen him since.
Yeah, I haven't seen him since high school.
And then you played football for
A summer.
summer
That didn't even make it to fall.
up until camp, and you quit halfway through
It sucked.
over the threat of getting beat.
If you're not that athletic, summer camp sucks.
It's funny. Everyone's like 2 days, 2 days. Dude, we had 4 days. And get up in the morning at 5 or 6 in the morning, go do calisthenics, come in for breakfast. Then we go out and do, I think the weight room or something like that. Come in and have lunch. And then we would go out and do drills and actual like padded practice. Come in and have supper. Then we'd be outside doing some sort of like half pad, either a game or just like coordination drills or something. I mean, it was insane. Yeah. And now these kids, and obviously it shows, Southern Huntington sports is not good.
No,
at least football. The track team, they seem like they're really good. Kyle always has a good turnout of kids going. He has more kids going to states than we've ever seen. The wrestling team, Cody and Alan have some pretty good kids. And I saw they're starting a women's wrestling team at Southern.
Oh, really?
Like not like intramural, but like an actual women's wrestling team.
Huh.
There's other schools that are doing it, and they're in the stages of like getting it official and like being able to have tournaments and stuff. But they're starting it and they're already having training and whatnot. So
wow,
yeah,
that's good.
But our football team is trash, and they're going to as far as I'm aware, they're going to be trash until I'd say 2025 or 6 because the team that we're seeing now are the team of junior hires that didn't win a single game while they were in junior high. And that's why as soon as we lost all our seniors, they got hurt. None of those kids knew what they were doing at all.
What was the argument last year that they just didn't get in the weight room?
Well, that was part of it. None of them showed up to summer practices, like the optional ones, which I wouldn't even consider them. I wouldn't call them optional.
Yeah.
When we were in high school, if you didn't come to like weight room and summer camp and stuff, you did not play. These kids now, they just but then again, the kids that didn't show up weren't supposed to play initially, and then all your seniors get hurt. Who else do you have to play?
Yeah,
and so these kids just, and like I said, these kids didn't win games in junior high, so when they got up to varsity, like these kids are just legitimately awful.
That's crazy because isn't it the same coach that just had that awesome season?
Yeah, well, he come in his first year, Coach Batesel, and I don't know too much about the guy. I don't know him personally, but we've seen him coaching in his first, I'd say 3 years was great. The first year he came in was COVID, so they went 4-0. Mm-hmm. And they canceled the season. I forget what it was after. I don't think Myers was the year after that. I think he had one season before like Nate Myers. Oh, it was Garlock.
Oh yeah.
That was his senior year, I believe, was the next season, and they had a decent season. It wasn't amazing, but they had a decent season because the kid he had an arm, didn't have too much accuracy, but the kid sure did have an arm. And I think he's playing college ball somewhere close by. I don't know if it's out of state or not, but he's playing somewhere close. And then they had Nate Myers, who was a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah,
not even just a good quarterback. I mean, he was on their deep kick return, which I didn't understand that at all.
It's kind of risky.
Yeah, I mean, the kid was I'd say chonky. Like he wasn't thin, but he wasn't big. He was a built kid. He was thick.
Yeah,
and so we have him on deep return, which you normally don't have your quarterback at deep return. And then I think he was a safety, I think, on defense. Safety or a linebacker?
I'm not sure.
He was.
I almost think linebacker, but I'm not.
He was a secondary. I know that. And then obviously he was our quarterback. And that, I mean, I think he had the most rushing yards out of anybody
Yeah.
on the team.
Yeah, I mean, every time he'd get the ball and run it, he'd break 3-4 tackles every run.
And if he didn't get more than, 5 yards, he was gaining 20 or 30 yards at a time.
Yeah.
So, and he wasn't all that fast, but he was a freaking hard runner.
Yeah, he just would not go down.
He was like Mason. Parks, his senior year was a year after mine, I think, and Mason has set the school record for most rushing yards in a season. He wasn't super fast. He was fast, but he wasn't super fast like Chad and I was.
Right.
But my goodness, you couldn't take him down to save your life. His hand was on the ground. He was clawing for every yard he could get. That kid was a monster.
Yeah, no such thing as arm tackles with that guy.
Oh yeah, no. So Batesville had 3 great seasons, and I think Nate Myers he plays at Shippensburg now. I think he's a linebacker, so he was more of an athlete than he was just a single sport or single position. So he's now a linebacker at Ship. I think he's playing. I don't know if he's starting or not, but
by the way he played in high school, he deserves to play.
Oh, and he was a monster in basketball too. I don't know what all sports. I know he played football and basketball. In basketball, he was a monster too. I mean, I don't know what position he played, and I didn't pay attention too much to the high school basketball because something we didn't really care about. But I went to a few games, and he was a monster. But then the next year, they had, I think, only like 5 or 6 returning seniors, and then the kids were under them just didn't show up, and they hadn't won games in junior high, and they were awful.
Yeah,
and it's not one of those like it's a coaching issue, which I thought was. But no, these kids just legitimately sucked. It's mean to say, but like these kids were awful.
Yeah, I mean it was tough to watch. Like coming to every Friday, I'm a guy that likes to go to every Friday night game. That's at home at least.
Yeah,
and it's just kind of a laughing stock every time you go.
Yeah, we knew the outcome was they went 0-10, which we can't say much because my senior year we went 0-10, but we didn't lose by 30 points every game.
You guys looked a little better than what they did.
Yeah, we had a lot closer of games. Granted, I think Bellwood was like 42-3, which honestly, looking back at some of the clips and stuff, if I would have had more ball touches than more touches than some of the other players, I think we could have done better. Because I hated that I would drive us the whole way down the field wherever we started. I got us down. I think the one drive, I got us down to the 3-yard line, and I got taken out, and we couldn't score. And I think it come away with 3 points, and that was the only score of the game.
That's what you get, coach.
Nothing to the coach. I mean, we had to play with what we had. I mean, obviously, a bit biased in my own athletic abilities of I think I should have started at the beginning of the season, and statistics from the entire season showed why I should have started, but it was more of like an ego arrogance thing of why I didn't, which I don't see, but someone from the outside could probably see a little better than I could. But like I said, we went 0-10 and we didn't lose by that much every game.
I can see you got an ego.
I was told that when I had the starting position, I didn't care as much when I wasn't touching the ball.
Yeah.
I don't see that because, I mean, I was angry when I didn't touch the ball. So if someone was in my way and they were going to get blocked, they were getting on the ground. They were getting pancake blocked.
Yeah.
So.
One of those guys that are so mad, like George Pickens.
Yeah.
Not so mad that he's not getting the ball, he just pancakes everybody.
I've had those where in junior high, Coach Myers yelled. We had an argument, and I watched that film back and forth where he's like, there was a hole, you should have taken it, because I finally got to start as a tailback and not a fullback because Chad was hurt. And instead of just shooting up the front, I bumped it out and I lost 3 yards. But it was either I was going to make it back to the line of scrimmage or lose 3 yards. There was no win to it. And he's like, there was a hole there. And I yelled at him, no, there wasn't. And I got threatened to get put in the stands with my parents if I wasn't going to stop. But I was so angry that I was then on defense, I think a linebacker at the time, which I'm at the time at high school, I wasn't built to be a linebacker or a defensive end. I honestly should have fought to be a safety or a corner, but I never really
should have been with your size.
I never really thought of myself as a defensive player anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't care for defense. I still don't care for defense.
Defense is boring.
Yeah.
I want to score points.
Exactly. But I took out, we were against Juniata Valley, and I had a standstill at the goal line with two of their linemen and their running back at the same time. I took all three of them out because I was so angry.
Ooh,
Yeah.
beast.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the, Southern being awful. They, I think every game, every team had scored at least 40 points.
40 at the very minimum.
Yeah. So, I mean, we knew what was going to happen. And like I said, I don't think it's a coaching thing right now. It's like just talent's awful.
Well, just judging by the first 3 years, it can't be the coach.
Yeah, I know.
It was too good the first 3 years.
Yeah. But there's hope that this last season, we didn't really realize it because we didn't pay attention to junior high. This past season, they won every single game except against Mount Union.
Really?
They did. So I'd say in the next 2 years, Southern's gonna be back up to the standard of at least going 8-2, 7-3.
Well, hopefully.
So, because I think this year, all those seniors are gone. Everybody returning is awful. I hope that we can at least win 2 games. That's my hope.
At the very minimum.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
But I don't have high hopes for the season. I mean, I'm gonna go to every home game.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna go, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna enjoy the results.
I'm going to be in the stands just laughing.
Yeah.
Not that I want to be.
Wow, lady. That'll be a story for another time. But speaking of football, I wanted to get into the biggest excitement around football for this year.
College football.
College football 25. Because I've said that 2024 has been shaping up to be the best year for entertainment. In legitimately all ways. I mean,
Yeah.
even politics, it has been the best year for entertainment.
God, that debate was awesome.
Yeah, I
loved
know.
it.
So, but this year could be wrapping up to be something fantastic, especially if maybe, November comes around and we get good results.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But
They don't rig it again.
college, how long have we been waiting for this game?
Oh, me personally, 14 left. I was like, oh, okay. 15 didn't come. I'm like, what's going on? Then another 10 years goes. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. 11 years we've been waiting for a college football game.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I tell you, out of all games that I played in high school, I played the crap out of NCAA 14.
Yeah.
Because, team builder we sucked. We went 0-10. So I brought Southern into the game and we went 10-0 playing teams, from a different state or for like states. And, Southern's never made the states. Probably never will make it to states.
Nah, I can't see it.
But it's a fantasy that I can live in NCAA 14, which is a bit sad that you can't do it in college football 25.
Yeah.
But, I honestly don't care because when it comes to Road to Glory, you're mainly playing it for the aspect of being in college anyway.
Yeah.
And if you want to do your high school, Team Builder is going to be coming out soon.
Yeah.
Put it in there and just have a whole conference of just you and your high school teams.
I think the next deep dive they're doing is Team Builder.
Which, upsets me. And when this comes out, this is going to come out the Monday after the game officially releases. So everything will be out. Team Builder will be out, all that. Which I think So what bugs me is we've been waiting so long for Team Builder, and I'm hoping they don't release it after the pre-release.
Yeah.
Because that would be kind of lame that, like, the game's already out. Team Builder's not even set up in the game yet, and people are already playing it.
I mean, what is it? 12th? 13th today.
Yeah, and it comes
So
out.
that's Monday.
Yeah, so technically it needs to come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or at the very minimum Monday before 4 o'clock, because that's when it goes live for anybody has the early access.
Yeah, I bought the regular version. I don't see the point of paying $30 more just to play it 3 days earlier. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I do care, but I can wait. I've been waiting 11 years. I can wait 3 more days.
Like I said, what bugs me is in their last post, they said the next time we see you guys or you hear from us, will be a deep dive into Team Builder. Like, all right, fantastic. That's great. But then they say that this whole weekend is
Like
presentation from them,
Yeah.
a bunch of people playing the game, which tonight's Tim Tebow against Michael Vick, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That'll be exciting.
Yeah, I'll definitely be watching that. But that's not what they promised us. Team Builder should be out. I want a full week of building teams on the computer in preparation of just Stockpile them into the game.
Yeah, I want to make my SSU team.
SSU?
SSU. Southern Huntington University.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Southern Huntington State University?
Southern Huntington, just university.
Then it'll be SU.
SHU.
Oh, you said SSU.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That's where that other S come in. Sucky Southern University. It's just Southern.
Well, we did go to Southern Huntington.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But the game, whenever they started doing the rankings and stuff, obviously bugged a lot of people, and I think they did it, the way they did it was on purpose.
Yeah, I don't.
Number one place to play, or hardest place to play, is not Texas A&M.
No, not by a long shot.
The tie for first should be LSU and Penn State.
I appreciate the 12th man thing, but they're not number one.
No, and Penn State at number 6, that makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, they should be top 3 at least.
Top 2 minute, like maximum, like.
Yeah.
So the lot of the rankings are doing, I think, and then what I saw today was Manning. Arch Manning.
Yeah.
He's an 87 overall.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's a backup quarterback.
Yeah. Like they paid him, I saw an article today, they paid him $250,000 to promote the game.
Why? That's crazy.
It's his name.
I really don't care that much about Arch Manning.
I don't either. I don't. Well, because, I mean, you had Peyton, you had Eli. Then they had another brother. I don't remember his name at all because he washed out in college.
Really?
Yeah, and then Arch is going to be the same thing. He's going to wash out in college. Maybe, I mean, he's a Manning. He might make it to the NFL.
Sit behind somebody for 5 years.
Yeah, and then retire as an announcer or something like that.
Who knows? He could be really good. I don't know. I don't pay much attention to Texas, but
yeah, I don't either. I mean, I like Texas. Don't worry, I like the Longhorns. Colors are cool. For me, a big Penn State fan coming from Pennsylvania. But my main focus when I like a team is, does your uniform look really cool?
yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Well, Texas is kind of like almost like the Penn State of the Penn State of Texas because it's just
it's their
plain
state
uniforms.
University. Yeah,
just plain looking uniforms. They don't have a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah. Do they have their last names in the back of the jerseys though?
They might. I think we might be the only university that doesn't do last names.
Which I'm so glad. It makes so much sense. One, I can go buy a jersey for a player, which I want to. Obviously, this jersey here, I don't know how long I've had. This is Dad's jersey.
Yeah.
And I don't have a last name on it, so it doesn't matter if they retire, they get injured, killed, moved to another school, whatever.
Yeah.
It's the number's always going to stay the same.
Yeah, I mean, I have a 28 jersey. That could be anybody. Who cares?
Yeah, anybody who comes through 28, which I think is 20. No. Yeah, is 28 retired now?
I don't think so. Who would it be?
I don't know. I know that
I mean,
there's a couple of jerseys that are retired.
the only one. What was it? Saquon was what?
26.
26. Okay. The only running back I could see, Saquon. He's kind of like the biggest name I know from Penn State.
Penn State's only Heisman winner was running back. I forget who it was, but I think his jersey's retired.
Oh, okay.
I have to look that up now because I want to know. Plus, I have some notes about Penn State and my gripes with the direction they're going in right now. Retired numbers 22.
22.
That's what it was. Capoletti. Oh, and Evan Royster. I forgot about Evan Royster. Holy crap, he was fantastic.
What was he, like mid 2000s?
Something like that. Yeah, and it's right. Just last season they retired 22.
Oh.
But we'll get and see if you agree with my notes here, because I was looking at it statistics wise, because the coolest thing that we're going to be able to do with College Football 25 is finally have Penn State beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
Because it's a fantasy right now for Penn State fans.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So some statistics. Excuse me. Penn State is on a 7-game losing streak against Ohio State.
Unfortunate.
That is the highest winning streak that Ohio State has ever had against Penn State. It's the current one. Penn State's only ever had a 4-game win streak against Ohio State. I thought it was a lot more. I think so. Penn State, I forgot to type this down, but they're actually have a losing record against Ohio State. Honestly,
Really?
they've faced them 39 times, and I think it's like 14-24.
Honestly, I could see it.
But the difference is when Paterno was coach, there was a lot more years of like they lost 2 games, they won 2 games, lost 1 game, lost 2 games, won 2 games, whatever. It was back and forth.
Yeah.
Up until 2014. No, 2011. My bad.
When was what's his name?
Franklin.
When was he hired?
2014.
Interesting.
But I lied. It was 2011 was when they started having okay. Yeah, 2011 was the last win that Penn State had under, like, I think it was under Paterno.
Oh, okay.
He died 2011, which honestly doesn't seem like it doesn't feel like he's been gone that long.
It feels like maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah. Which was when O'Brien had come in.
Yeah. O'Brien's lines.
He lost. He was there for 3 years, and they lost every game against Ohio State.
I liked O'Brien, but he also had to deal with a lot of
Residual effects of what was going on at the time.
yeah, and like losing scholarships. They didn't have as much scholarships.
Yeah. So from 2011 up until 2015, they hadn't beaten Ohio State. Can you take a guess who O'Brien had as quarterback that then Franklin inherited? When the losing really kind of took off of the bad streak, who their quarterback was.
Wasn't that around Matt McGloin era?
It was after McGloin.
Okay. McSorley?
Before McSorley.
Mc-
I know why you're drawing a blank, because he was terrible.
I can't remember the name.
Hackenberg.
Sackenberg. Yeah.
So Franklin picked up Penn State Hackenberg's last 2 seasons, and they were terrible up until 2016, when another quarterback stepped in who was fantastic, which was McSorley.
Yeah.
And that when they only won by a few points that game, but that was the last time they had beaten Ohio State.
It's like we haven't been that good since McSorley.
Exactly. So we've, in the past, since 2011, we have only won 1 time against Ohio State.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just a pain in the butt that our number 1 rival is ranked number 1 or 2 every season.
Yep. The start of the season. I think we're ranked number 9 currently, or 11.
Yeah, I think
like
9.
Yeah. So, I mean, Penn State's getting the crap end of the stick, but with, oh my gosh, what's his name? I was just reading it today. The quarterback now.
Drew Aller.
Aller. Yeah.
Aller.
Number 1 ranked quarterback in the country.
Yeah.
So
he was also a freshman. So.
Yeah. Well, so this is his second year.
Was he a freshman?
Last season, yeah, because him and the dude that he had like 7 seasons because of COVID. He was right after McSorley. I forget his name.
Tommy Stevens?
No.
I don't know either.
I'm
drawing a blank on it. That's the thing with college. There's so much turnover with quarterbacks. I can't keep up.
Yeah. Oh, Clifford.
Clifford. Yeah,
Clifford was good. Don't get me wrong. Clifford was a great quarterback. But I think he was kind of getting to the end of his quarterback or college prime.
Yeah.
And which I'm so glad that the only good thing about Franklin is he's a good recruiter. So he was able to convince Aller to stay, because with Clifford having 1 more, well, I think 2 extra years he shouldn't have had because of COVID, Aller then had to kind of ride the bench.
Yeah.
His freshman year, which he should have started.
So he started last year. So would this make him his junior year? Look it up again.
Yeah, we're gonna just make sure our facts are correct. Football quarterback Drew Aller. He's 20 years old. Currently plays for Penn State. He's a sophomore.
A sophomore. Okay. Hey, I'm get them 3 more years.
Yeah, I'm confused about when the whole Clifford and Aller thing started, because I think because COVID, it seems like it's been forever ago, and that whole 4 seasons was just weird.
He might have redshirted.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. I mean, we had a really young team last year, so I could see why we were a little worse last year.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Aller was still fantastic. They went 11-2, I think.
The next 2 years should be our prime years for beating Ohio State.
Yeah. What is great is this is the first year that we get 12 teams for the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm glad that college has gone away from like just the BCS championship for the top 2 teams, and it's more playoff because it's more fair. 4
teams for playoffs, then you're just like hoping on a committee to pick you for the 4.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's a committee.
Yeah.
They're gonna pick their favorites.
Yeah, which is usually, I mean, like I showed you pictures of before I finally got rid of my Xbox 360 that had NCAA 14 on it. I was playing as a team that I created, and for some reason, we had, I think, and I totally didn't cheat on this, but we had like 7 undefeated seasons. But every single year, we'd somehow be in only the top 4 instead of being number 1 coming off the like. After 5 seasons of being undefeated, you'd figure, oh, well, these guys are obviously number 1.
No.
They got a good coach. But, you got your committee that's like, oh, we're putting more points into this team. It's all based off points from people. Who cares? These old farts sitting at a table don't know anything about these current, who's good and who's not.
I just pick their favorites, the big name teams, Michigan, Ohio.
Notre Dame, Alabama.
Yeah.
Texas A&M for some reason. But we want to say thank you to Johnny Manziel. You were the start of us getting college football back.
Yeah.
Give me that money. He was on the cover of...
Oh, it wasn't 13. 13 was Tim Tebow?
No, that was 12. 13, I think, was RG3.
14 was some Michigan player.
Yeah, maybe it was 10. He was one of the early ones.
Yeah.
But he was big on, I want my likes is in that game. I want money. No, we can't do that. It was a hush money. You can't accept this off. That's not on the table. But
another thing about college football 25, I want to bring up. Why is Colorado so overly rated in this game?
Because of what's his name, Coach Prime.
Yeah.
Because he's.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either. They went 2-0 last season, and they were like, yeah, we're amazing. We're because who were the first 2 games? They someone big that they should have never beaten. That
Colorado State and I think,
it was a big game.
What? No, TCU.
Yes, TCU. They killed TCU.
Yeah,
and it was like, holy crap, they're good. And then they lost like every game the rest of the season.
They went 4-8, and somehow they're like in the top 10 of everything in this game.
Like I said, I think that all these lists are just a baseline of like, here's what we think people are going to get upset about and get more talking points of this game.
They want more coverage.
Yeah, because people are definitely sharing it like this. I mean, this game is going to be nuts. I told myself, like, I want to avoid spoilers, this and that, but I've caught myself watching so many, like, Not the Expert and a couple other people, Bordeaux, have released, their footage of beta testing, and it looks phenomenal. I am stoked.
Did you watch the new Not the Expert video?
Before you come over, I was watching it.
Oh, okay, it was pretty good.
Because it was Auburn and Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it in 4K, like it's phenomenal, and it was one of those where it's like he's like, I'm gonna shut up. You're gonna be able to hear the crowd. It's just what the gameplay is gonna be like. Obviously it's beta, but still, even people were like, "Oh, this could be Madden reskinned."
Oh.
So what if it was?
I get tired of that so much.
Even if it was, we finally get our college teams remastered and look professional.
Yeah, I just get tired. Like everybody that's played it is like, this is nothing like Madden. Well, obviously it's a football game.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be somewhat like Madden. But
everybody
that plays it says it's controls kind of way different, like faster, they say.
Oh, yeah. And what's going to bug me the most, but still be really cool, is that, minimum player threshold of speed is going to be so different.
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously in NFL, your top running back is not going to be too far off of your bottom running back.
Yeah, I mean,
your
there's-
99 overall rated is not going to be that much different than your 60 overall rated because of speed and how, getting into the NFL.
Yeah.
Your number one rated running back in college football is going to be 10 times faster than your bottom rated running back in college football.
Yeah, I mean, there's 32 running backs in the NFL. There's, 132 in this game?
Well, no, there's 132 teams. Think about each team's going to have 2 to 3 running backs. So there's 360 running backs in this game.
Jeez.
That's just a ballpark average. Like each
Yeah.
team's going to have your 2-man roster. And what's cool is like even after your 4 years is over and everybody's that like this is in the game. I was watching and someone explained it that there is so many, regardless if you like AI or not, the AI generated like faces in this game. Like there's not going to be that many players that look alike. And when they popped up with like Drew Aller and what's his name, Tillman or something like that, Niles or something from Alabama.
Oh,
Milrow.
Milrow.
Yeah. I as soon as they showed up their player images, I pulled up a picture. I'm like, it's pretty uncanny. Like obviously it's not identical, but it's very close.
Some reason everyone I see for the college football games so far, they look like they're wearing eyeliner for some reason.
Maybe they are. I don't know. The can't.
It's 2024. You never know.
The camera picks up your eyes better when you're wearing eyeliner. That's why musicians do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm stoked for this game, and like I said, when this episode comes out, it's going to be 2 days after the game releases, and I can tell you what, like we're not buying. I didn't buy the deluxe edition or the early access, so I'm waiting all week. And I obviously work Friday, so I'm going to come home, make sure it installs, maybe fire it up. Depends if my wife will let me come out here or not. But Saturday she's staying at her parents' house to watch their dog because they're going away. I'm going to ask my parents to watch Daniel. I'm going to be in this shed all day Saturday playing that game, and I'm sure you will be too.
Heck yeah.
We're going to be doing the Dynasty. I'm wondering how it says you can do Team Builder on private online Dynasty. I'm wondering if that means only your server private or if you invite your friend to a private online Dynasty.
No, I think you can do Team Builder online. Just it can't be like a PlayStation.
Oh, it can't be cross-platform.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Well, there's
I'm
going to
not
be a
sure.
lot of testing we're going to be doing because I can tell you I'm going to. And the one thing I wish I would have done for NCAA 14 was buy. And I don't care if it costs extra. Because obviously EA wants their money.
Well,
They want
for sure.
Yeah, they want all these little add-ons and DLCs and stuff. If your first thing when you hop on this game is to fire up Ultimate Team, you shouldn't vote or reproduce. Get off the game.
I don't care about Ultimate Team at all.
No, not even on Madden. But I lost my train of thought.
There it goes.
Yeah, I can't even remember what I was going to say.
What was?
Something about Dynasty and... I know where we're going. I will pay extra money to have unlimited slots for team builder teams. Now, I get it. I think you can only upload 32 teams to... Or no, 16. There's numbers floating out there of how many you can import to a Dynasty.
Yeah.
I would love for you to be able to do get rid of all 130 some college teams to have all created ones.
That's a little ridiculous. But okay.
I would do it, but I want unlimited amount of slots to make teams. That way, I'm not having to. Oh, I got to delete this team so I can go download another one I made, or someone made something I want to download. I can delete this one. I just want to be able to. I know I can't upload all of them into my Dynasty, but I at least want them all on my server so I can then go pick from them whenever we do that.
Yeah.
I'll pay extra for that. I don't care. $100, I will pay extra. I've been waiting 11 years for that. The Team Builder is the only thing I've been waiting for 11 years because I'm a creative person and I have a bunch of ideas and I want my Weeby anime teams from iShield 21 in that game or Southern Huntington so they can, be good for once.
Me, I'm just the guy that... Like, what if there was a team that popped out of nowhere? Like some new college?
Well, that's like the team I was playing with before I got rid of my Xbox, the Glendale State Goblins. It's fantasy. It's goblins. I didn't create the team. I just found them before the server shut down, and that's what I've been playing with ever since.
Yeah.
Every other team I have on there was ones I created, like Tyrone, Mount Union, Juniata Valley, which I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to Southern's old school uniforms when I do it, like whenever we were in high school, because their new ones are not that great.
I don't like their new ones at all.
Yeah. My biggest fear is that it's going to be so simple that it's going to be the same as it was. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, anything's good, but
I want drag and drop. I want to be able to see that uniform, spin it around, and take that logo and drag it wherever, spread it out. Because there's teams like whenever, let's just say I want to do, if you've never watched iShield 21, if you're going to get an anime and you're a sports person, watch that. It's hilarious. It's subbed, so you got to read subtitles, but it is hysterical. And it's about a Japanese high school playing American football in a tournament. But they're the Damon Devil Bats. Their logo is bat wings. They're red bat wings. But on NCAA 14, you can only put logos on the side. So they're just like two little bat wings on the side that I could do.
that sucks.
But their logos is actually like it starts here, two bat wings that go the whole way across.
Kind of like the Eagles.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah, but it kind of comes closer to the front than it would be for the Eagles. So I want to be able to take them, spread them, like enlarge them, and then drag them to the front. And
Yeah.
same thing with like one of the teams, I forget, the Bando Spiders. Their jersey has like a spider, like a big spider web that just goes across the jersey. I could add a spider web logo on the front for NCAA 14. I want to be able to stick that spider web on the front of the jersey and then just blow it up.
Yeah, hopefully it's in depth like that. But
Yeah,
I guess
but
we'll
I
see.
will take whatever they give us at this point.
I'm just happy.
Yes, I've had 11 years. So, but we could go on about college football all day. The last thing I guess we'll talk about is, which I didn't look too much into because we've had the conversation. We can talk a little bit about it, but the Logan Paul and Mike Tyson fight.
Yeah.
In which I heard got pushed again because apparently Mike Tyson has a cyst that burst or something like that.
Yeah, like a stomach cyst, I
Yeah.
think. I think the new date is November 15th.
That's a long, because the first one was what, this month? Or well, I guess it was pushed back prior to July,
Yeah.
and then now it's November.
Yep.
So we've had this discussion before, and we're definitely on opposite sides of this. Where I'm hoping that Mike Tyson completely obliterates this kid. Like,
And don't get me wrong, I think it's hilarious too. But I'm just looking at it by like age. Age is a big thing.
age is just a number.
Don't say that.
We're gonna get in trouble.
But like whenever Mike Tyson was fighting, like I think in the late 2000s or
probably
the
around
early 2000s,
I think that's probably
his last few fights, he didn't look very good. But like Logan Paul's young, he's beaten a lot of people, and he's taking it serious. He's not just messing around.
But we have established that the people he has beaten are not actual boxers. Now, don't get me wrong; they're not
correct.
I'm not saying they're not athletes and they're not fighters. Like everybody he's beaten has been UFC fighters.
Yeah.
And that's and like I said, it's the same thing whenever you're fighting. You take Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. In a boxing ring, Mayweather's going to beat him every time.
Oh, for sure.
Even though I guarantee that if you just take them two out in public and just let them swing at each other, McGregor's going to kill him.
Yeah.
Because I think he's stronger. But it's a boxing ring. There's rules. McGregor's going to lose. But if you take Floyd Mayweather and put him in the octagon, McGregor would tear him apart.
I don't know, but Mayweather has such technical skill, and he's so incredible at missing shots. But I don't know how we would do with like legs coming at him.
Yes, because Mayweather's, right here.
Yeah.
Where McGregor's like, don't care, bam, right in the face.
Right.
Like,
or take him down to the ground.
Yeah,
you can do that in MMA.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like when Ronda Rousey finally lost. She's a fantastic fighter, but the chick to beat her knew, if I keep her at distance, I can win. And she kicked her right in the face, and it was done within like 30 seconds.
Well, she does just wrestling now.
She's in WWE now, I think,
WWE.
which is funny that Jake Paul is in WWE now. So
I think Logan Paul is.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
The Paul brothers are the same person in my mind. They
They're
both
both
need hit.
douchebags.
They both need hit. But like I was saying, the fight that Jake, whatever Paul it is, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, whatever, the one that he lost was against a actual boxer, and one of the lowest rated boxers at that.
That was I think Tyson Fury, which is it's either Tyson Fury or Fury's brother. But that's whenever he was one of his first fights. And after that fight, he started getting serious about it.
Oh, I'm not saying he's not serious and he's not good. Like, I've seen his videos. He has technique. He's getting fast. He's strong.
Yeah.
But it obviously Mike Tyson is not going to be near as quick. He's not going to float like a butterfly, sting like a bee anymore.
It's just
his age is going to catch up with him, but strength and power doesn't really leave you if you are keeping up with it. And I think he is. If he, like I said, if it's perfect case scenario, Jake misses a block and Tyson gets him in the jaw as hard as he can, he's going down in seconds.
yeah, if Mike catches him, it's done.
Yeah.
But if Paul,
They're all the same people.
Logan, Jake Paul,
Lake Paul.
Lake Paul, if he can stay away and miss those shots and get back at him, he can realistically win this fight.
By points and by like exhaustion or whatever, absolutely, yeah. Like the only way I think that he's gonna beat Mike, because I don't even if he gets a good hit on Mike unblocked, I think Mike can take it. I don't think he's gonna knock him out. I don't think.
He's old Iron Mike. He can take punches.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get knocked out, but I think he's gonna win by either a TKO by like exhaustion and just taking too many hits, or just the time runs out and he wins by points.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I thought it was going to be if he doesn't win by knockout in the first 30 seconds, it's rigged.
I can't. For it to be rigged, that's a federal crime.
Well, I mean, you're not even supposed to bet on the NFL, and players are doing that. They're finally getting caught, but there's a lot that probably still don't.
Well, yeah.
NFL's all rigged at this point. That's why I don't really care about it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, with all the betting that's probably going to happen on the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight, it's federally illegal, but there's ways around it.
Yeah.
If they really want to.
Yeah. I don't think that Mike Tyson is going to take a bribe, or like he's serious about, like, if he wants to kill him, basically.
Yeah, he doesn't want to look bad.
Yeah. And either way, this is going to be his last fight, regardless if he wins or loses.
For sure.
So
What is he, 50?
oh, he's got to be in his 60s.
Really?
He's got to be in his 60s.
He's pretty old.
Let's do this. Hey, Google. How old is Mike Tyson?
58 years old.
Oh, he's 58.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
I mean, that's not old, but
he's pushing 60.
yeah.
Like, that's...
It'd be an...
I've seen, like, 60-year-olds in walkers and canes and stuff, and they ain't doing too much, so...
I don't have a certain preference of who wins, but either way, I'd be impressed by whoever wins, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be impressed that Mike Tyson still can hold that much at his age currently, or I'd be impressed that Jake Paul could actually beat somebody like Iron Mike.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
But I think that's all the time we got, because this is getting hot in here.
For sure.
I can't wait till it gets winter time and I can keep this place heated, because then it's quieter, or else I'd have the AC on, and unless I can figure out sound settings. I'm not a sound person, so
Yeah, I don't... I couldn't help you with background noise.
yeah, no. Noise suppression does one thing, and then it just does its job, and that's it. So thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Getting past your anxiety.
No problem. I just had to drink a little. But...
have you back on. We'll talk about something else some other time.
All right, 10-4.
Thank you.